and he has the burst. It's the best of both worlds. Why isn't Irtel being picked more?
I want to ask that question just as much as you here, but this is going to be our third match of the third series of the day, the final time we shall grace the land of dawn for week 1 of MPLMY Season 10. Let's make it a good one, boys. Homebois on the blue side versus Orange Esports on the red.
Oh, I'm gonna have a long break tomorrow. I don't know about you, Stafa. Right now, Orange as well as Homebois. Looks like both teams, they're gonna start the game off fairly quiet because, again, this is the final game of the series. You want to avoid as many mistakes as you can, especially for both these teams, except for Chibi on this Julian. You do have to focus on your farm. And looking at the Claude, a little bit more aggressive, again, with the movement speed and the hybrid penetration. Valence already winning out the lane, doing a lot of damage against Anip.
This is going to be a rough lane for the Claude here. Again, this is a hero that will typically lose out the most aggressive marksman, and Irtel definitely fits that bill. This also confirms that Chibi is playing the Julian in the jungle. I think it is a hero that will suit him better as compared to Sabat, who will be much more at home playing on the Tamas, who aim, trying to guess the battle mirror image there, but Anip will be able to juke him out.
Yeah, that was very dangerous again, especially going up against Irtel, where her second skill could actually reduce your armor, so a lot of burst damage can be brought out from that duo gold lane. So for the side of Homebois, Anip has to be very, very, very careful because, again, as a Claude, honestly, even if you die once or twice in early stages of the game, it's fine as long as you eventually get your items.
Ooh, aim gonna be targeted here. Chibi already hitting level 3. First blood going to Anip. That is ideal. Lethal counter gonna miss Homebois completely. A really nice disengage after the first pickoff of the game.
Yeah, it looks like Homebois, they got a good pickoff onto Aim. And Aim, he has to be mindful of his position as well because as a tank, it's fine if you die early, but if you die a little bit too much, you're gonna be so under level where you can't tank any kind of situation. Even though your real objective as a Franco isn't really to tank, you just want to initiate from afar. But again, he has to make sure that he's in a position that can help his team out and not giving away free kills.
Absolutely, that is something he has to take point of. Definitely a little bit too aggressive there. I can understand why he would want a position like that, because you usually don't expect Franco to be that vulnerable early on, but this is a jungle Julian we're talking about. Level 3 is all he needs to hit, so Orange Esports needs to respect that.
Yeah, right now, Bauman is up here, Subway as well as Aim. They're controlling this tri-bush, and it looks like for the side of Homebois, Anip and Expedia, they're completely understand of the situation, but right now Aim is focusing onto Expedia, and he uses Sprint to go in front.
Yeah, Expedia in a lot of danger here. He has the sprint, but Little Counter has a pretty big AoE, and the Angela will fall over to Orange Esports. Anip using the Blazing Duet to clear lane, and Sabat, knowing that the jungler is up top, steals the purple buff, but now Chibi going to be hit by the Bloody Hunt. Yin Yang Overturn gonna miss Aim. Subway trying to buy the front line sometime as on top of the Julian. Real World Manipulation stops them from retreating, but it is not quite enough. No casualties on either side.
Quite a lot of back and forth over there in terms of trading each other HPs. From the side of Orange Esport, I do see that Valence actually can do a lot of damage even without items right now. So the Irrital could be a problem, especially with reducing the enemy's armor, going on to Anip as well as Expedia, where both of them are using the support emblem, where traditionally compared to the marksman or the assassin emblem, a little bit more tanky just because you have a little bit more HP. So they are able to survive just a little bit, but Expedia getting hooked and Valence getting the kill.
Vince, there's not much he can do about that there. The moment that Iron Hook connected, he knew Expedia was dead. And that is a nice pickup going over to Orange Esports, especially since the turtle will be coming up in 5 seconds. But we have to note, this is an Angela. Even if he dies, as long as he respawns, he can rejoin the fight at any time with Heart Guard.
Yeah, honestly, there's almost no reason for him to get out of base anyways. He can just wait in the base and then just, alright, I'm gonna hurry guard somewhere, and then pop, I'm in the map. Anyways, right now Neo and Sapat are just trading, but again, it's a battle of nothing really goes on. A lot of damage is going to be passed through each other, but either ways right now the focus is on to the turtle. Expedia is gonna engage, he's gonna go into Anip, but it looks like nothing's happening up top.
They nearly got balanced though. Look at his HP there. Neo almost dying to Chibi as well, but he's able to get away with Sprint without Hot Guard. Orange Esports knows they are 4v3 and a lethal counter will secure the turtle. Unfortunate, they didn't get the kill onto Valence in the top lane.
Unfortunate depending on who you're asking. For some people, that's considered very fortunate.
Ooh.
What is unfortunate is Neo getting killed off by two members of Homebois. Subway is here to protect the turret, but still, right now, for the side of Homebois and Orange Esport, in terms of the kill, they're both pretty even, but the Homebois, it looks like they're more proactive in terms of how they want to take the fights.
Yeah, we know that TV is going to be dishing out a lot of DPS on this Julian. There's a reason that this hero is so feared.
Oh!
Ooh, Aim getting that hook, but remember, this is a Kakura. She as well has an inbuilt Purify, and that allows Vince to get out scot-free, but they're now rotating over, targeting a Nip.
Even though Vince has that innate Purify, I feel like even him at that situation, his heart stopped for a while. It's like, am I safe? Alright, let's resume.
Understandable, really. Iron Hook gonna just barely miss Expedia. Valence doing a lot of damage to Chibi. Gets knocked out with the enhanced chain. Aim flickers in. Bloody Hunt secures the kill onto the Julian. They're now gonna go onto a Nip, but Battle Mirror Image gets out safely. Vin now going to be targeted by Neo, but he is under the tower, so he can't extend too far. 4v2 up in the top lane. Subway on top of the Claude. He has lethal counter. A Nip knows he can't go back to his Battle Mirror Image. He is dead either way. Another pickup for Orange Esports.
Right now, Orange Esport, they're in a very comfortable position. They're 1,000 gold ahead. Valence just got his Berserker's Fury, so whenever he finds someone in front, he's gonna dish out a lot of damage. Looking at the itemization over here, two essential crit items for the Irrital, having the Windtalker as well as the Berserker Fury. The Windtalker does gives a lot of crit chance, but the stat that doesn't really get discussed a lot is the movement speed, and it's really good on Irrital. Sapat trading with Neo, Sapat taking a lot of damage, but again, this is a Thamus. If he wants, he can just pop his ult, and then a few portion of his HP will come back. Chibi going on to Neo. Neo taking quite a lot of damage, honestly, from Chibi. And Neo, he's in an uncomfortable situation. He's going onto Expedia, but looks like Neo, he's gonna go down. Shouldn't he just focus on running away?
I feel like he could have focused on running away, but I think he was just buying time. As long as Chibi is on top of him, Orange Esports can safely take the turtle. And they did. But I think he had enough time to actually walk away after the turtle was taken. Who knows what the choice is there. Looking at the gold, Valence is currently sitting on top, but right behind him is Sapat and a Nip. So, Homeboys are not too far off, and now Aim, he's going in. Bloody Hunt on top of the Claude. Valence instantly taking him out, killing spree over to the Irritel. Here comes Subway as well, forcing the enhanced sword. Expedia dies in 3 hits to the Irritel. Valence is online.
I'm glad that you say he died in 3 hits, because I was just about to ask you, did you see that damage? Like, just from the roar of Irritel, Claude lost so much HP. Right now on the side of Orange Esport, 3,000 gold ahead. I want to talk about the gold, because Chibi, unfortunately, he has very low gold. His, I think, according from the bottom, his he has the 5th highest gold, which is not what you want to see as a jungler.
Definitely not, especially considering it's Chibi as well. He should be able to farm faster than this, but I think even he isn't that familiar with playing Julian yet, especially considering that Orange Esports has heroes that are much easier to execute on. And now that Valence is in such a comfortable situation, 2 levels up on the Claude, this is when Orange Esports wants to go. This is their time. Lord, in 20 seconds, they definitely want to secure it.
This is the problem with Homeboys that we talked about last season, where they have a little bit of a hero pool problem. I wonder if it will be the same thing for this season. Like, Julian is so strong, you don't want to give it over to the enemy side, so you're forced to pick it up, but maybe not enough practice, because Julian is so often banned that you don't really have the luxury of training with this hero.
Expedia nearly getting hit by the lethal counter, but that forced him to pop his sprint. He won't have that available. And guess what? Valence is actually going in with his sprint. He wants the kill on the Angela, and he will find it. Mega kill going over to the Irritel.
Yeah, right now Valence is truly horrifying. Anip is trying to get the stacks. Sapat is there trying to give space. Aim did not manage to get anyone with the iron hook. Neo, everyone is just not hitting their skill shot except for the yin yang overturn, but Neo is still surviving and looking at the Lord. They're focusing on the Lord, and Subway is managing to get it, and Item goes in. Item trying to get a kill onto Stormy as well as Neo. Neo taking a lot of damage. Stormy has to run away on the back line. GB got a kill for himself, but Valence still a lot of HP. Stormy is trying his best as a KDA god, trying to run away from Anip and Expedia, but there's not much that he can do. But at least he gives the kill onto the support and not the gold laner.
That was pretty good splitting up from Orange Esports though. They knew that one of them had to be sacrificed, and Stormy was in a more dangerous situation, so he walks away from his team to ensure that the clock doesn't pick up more than him, ideally. Looking at the items here, we can see that Orange Esports are in a comfortable spot. Valence already getting that Wind of Nature, so it's going to be even more difficult to bring him down. Whereas Anna only has just gotten his golden staff. So the gold laners are having a pretty obvious difference.
Yeah, right now Anip is trying to build onto his Wind of Nature as well, because again, the damage coming in from Valence is just a little bit too much. Valence 5-0 and 2. I feel like he's focusing on a Scarlet Phantom, making sure that he has more attack speed and a little bit more crit rate as well. Trying to aim for someone. Vince, Sabat, Expedia, anyone. If he just wastes someone's skill, someone's spell, it's all good. Valence already finishing up his Scarlet Phantom. If you think he hurts before, now you're not even going to be able to react in time.
This is a massive power spike for the Irritel here, because once he gets those two items, every single item after that just adds so much more to his damage that Homeboys have to be super wary of wherever this Irritel is. Ideally, they want to be able to take him out before he can really dish out DPS, but the only person that has enough burst damage for that is potentially Chibi, and he is a bit behind on farm here. Just from the damage dealt, you can see Valence is leagues ahead of everyone else.
Yeah, 35,000, and we do have to talk about the Scarlet Phantom as well as the Berserker Fury. Whenever you get a crit, your physical attack will increase and your attack speed will increase. So he has a lot of burst damage, but the more he attacks, the more he gets, and Vince got caught. He has to use his spell, and right now looking at the fight over onto the orange buff. Anip is taking a lot of damage. Abe, he's just attacked. It's all okay. Sabat's gonna go down to Stormy. Neo in the back line focusing on Vince. Vince has to run away, but they have to be careful of Valence. Only Sabat died there as well as Abe, so not the worst trade in the world, but again, that's still a pretty good trade where Orange Esport, they're making sure that they control the map well.
That's a good trade-up, giving your roamer for the enemy EXP laner, but Orange Esports have enough of a lead right now that they shouldn't have needed to trade for that in the first place. They are underestimating the damage coming out from Anip, and because they all funneled together, took way more damage from Blazing Duet than they should have. Otherwise, they could have actually continued that fight. That would have been pretty big for them, so that indicates to them that this Claude also needs to be respected.
How is it that it's a 30-minute game, 6 kills on the Homeboys, 9 kills on the Orange Esport, and Vince still has a 0-0 KDA, which is very interesting. But either way, right now we are hovering around Lord. Subway is looking for Vince. Vince is trying to run away. GB in the real world manipulation. GB is going to go down. Valence manages to get a monster kill. Anip going to the back line, going over for Stormy as well as Abe. Stormy still surviving. Sapat chasing after him. Valence in the back line, dealing a lot of damage on the Sapat, and Sapat is going to go down. Godlike for Valence. In the back line, Sapat managing to get Stormy, but again, Stormy is not the main priority. Valence is still alive. Only Vince and Expedia, as well as Anip for the side of Homeboys, can they do anything? Can they stop this Lord take?
That was a 2-for-2 trade, but Orange Esports again has more map control, so they're able to use that to take the Lord. But Homeboys are still doing a pretty good job of responding to things. That Blazing Duet is becoming quite scary, but we can see that aim on this Franco, it was specifically designed to counter that Blazing Duet. He just runs at the Claude, forces him to run away from Orange Esports instead of doing as much damage as possible because he does not want to be suppressed.
Stormy on this Eve looks like he already understands what he needs to do as a mid laner. He doesn't really have to care too much about his own damage. So I kind of want to see after whatever item he's building next, which I assume is a Divine Glaive, I want to see him building an Immortality or a Brute Force Breastplate, because we've seen that Anip is going to go over to him. So a little bit of defense might go a long way.
But we can see that from the lanes right now. Luminous Lord pushing down bottom side. Orange Esports are doing a great job of synchronizing the waves to try and get as much damage done as possible. Finn's waiting in the brush, but AIM is going to find him, so he won't be able to execute on that ambush or has to run back to his team. And now they're going for the mid inhibitor. Homeboy successfully defends the wave against that, but here comes the Luminous Lord down bottom, allowing Valence to work on mid. They're gonna take 2 at once. Subway in the top lane as well. They're pushing straight in. Expedia disintegrates to the heavy crossbow. AIM gets the hook, so they find a killing spree onto Saba. TV out of position, gonna fall. Immortality pop, blazing to it, doing a lot of damage. Double kill, going over, triple kill, Maniac!